What's up, good people? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Isaac Insights. Thank you so much for your continued support. Yes, good people, it's evening here. It has been raining, really raining, by the way. It has rained, by the way. I was at this point, and you have seen my previous video until I felt like those people planning to build a flat roof in places where there is rain, a lot of rains. I think I'm sorry for you guys. The decision you are making is a very wrong decision. Just do a normal roof. Yes, however, I agree. Most people look at flat roof and think that that is the cheapest way of construction. Yes, it is cheaper, but sometimes cheap is expensive. But that is not my topic as I shoot this video. I saw a certain comment where someone was saying that she has built, by the way, she was a she, or let's say he or she has built a house and she used 750,000 to build a 3-bedroom house. And I remained with a lot of questions, right? I remained with a lot of questions. I was asking myself this question. These are some of the questions when you see such comments, either on TikTok or YouTube or anywhere, someone telling you that a 3-bedroom house, a permanent house, you can build it with 750,000. These are some of the questions that you need to ask yourself. We are talking about a standard 3-bedroom house. For me, I will tell you honestly, whether it is, and apart from that, by the way, we have those people saying that in Western Kenya or Kisii or I don't know where, you can build a 3-bedroom house with that amount. Yes, I agree with you. I cannot dispute that. However, I will ask you these questions. How much will you use for your roof? Because we have done roofing in Busia, we have done roofing in Webuye, we are going to do roofing in Eldoret very soon. Hopefully we will be doing that roof. In Musembe we are almost doing it. In Luandeti we have done it. And for a 3-bedroom house, we will say that we need approximate of 70 iron sheets. One iron sheet is going for 1700, right? Let's calculate just a simple calculation. Let's say we are going with Doomsas, the normal white iron sheets, which is going for 1500. 1500 times 70, how much is it? 15 times 70, how much is it? Because if you calculate it, it's coming to 5, 7, that's 5, carry 3, 7. It's coming to over 100,000, right? Those are iron sheets alone. When we say roofing, it involves ridges, iron sheets, valleys, what else? Ridges, valleys, nails, you need to buy them. So I'm asking myself this simple question. If iron sheets alone is going for 100,000, then we have the valleys. Most likely, if your iron sheets, let's say you have 70 pieces, you'll need around 25 pieces of ridges, which will cost you around, it's likely to cost you, by the way, let's go with 500 each. If you will be lucky that you will get each at 500, 25 pieces. How much is that? Over 6,000. Then values, you can use plain sheet. Yes. So you look at that roofing, it means the total cost of a 3-bedroom house, if you are going to buy your iron sheets, an approximate amount that you need to have in your hand is 150,000. That is for a 3-bedroom house. By the way, we are talking about a 3-bedroom house worth 70 iron sheets. Then do not forget that this roof, you must have frames. Each frame is going approximately 1 feet. Let's go with the 1 foot is going for around 30 shillings. That's the best approximation of frames. And I see most people asking question, which kind of tree is best for roofing? Most people are using blue gum. Most houses, they have used blue gum. We have those who manage to build using cypress, because because of its availability, by the way. You can't force yourself to go. For example, on our side, if you decide to use blue gum, 1 feet of blue gum is going for 50 shillings. And you can imagine you need over 3,000 feet. So let's go with this 30. Let's say the total number of feet that you will need will be around 2,000. Let's assume 2,000. 2,000 is the best calculation. But you know it's over that, because we need 4-2. You will need around 1,800 pieces, 1,800 feet. And then 3-2, you will need around 15 or 1,200 feet, right? So if we calculate roughly, let's say we are going with 3,000 feet. 3,000, let's go with 30 bob for easy calculation, so that you can also see this, how it comes out, right? So 30 times 3,000 is coming to 90,000, if I'm not wrong. But now I don't want us to go with that route of 90,000. Let's say 50,000 for our frames. These ordinary nails, they can take up to around 5,000, right? So you look at it keenly, you will find that for a 3-bedroom house, if you want to roof that house safely, including the transports that involve, you have bought the iron sheets, you need to transport them to your site. You have bought these frames, you need to transport them on your site. You needed to do what? You needed to get to your site. You will need around 250,000. That is for an ordinary roof. If you are doing roofs like these ones, where it involves tiled series, it is always for a 3-bedroom house. The best quotation is between 400 and 600,000. That is, you have used best iron sheets and the workmanship and everything, right? So we are saying, let's assume that our 3-bedroom house roof, I'm not saying that your 3-bedroom house roof will be 250, because probably it will be over, considering the type of iron sheets that you are using, right? But let's assume it's 250,000, right? And then the foundation of a 2-bedroom house, you need stones. If you are building a permanent one, in this case we are talking about a permanent house, you need stones for foundation. Most likely you need around between 1,000 to 1,500. Let's go with 1,200 to be on safer side. 1,200 stones for your foundation. 1,200, and you multiply it with around 50 shillings, you will find your total. You will need backfilling, you will need maram, you will need hardcore, you will need what is this? DPM, you will need and also let me give you this approximation. For hardcore, you will need around 20 tons to be on safe side. 20 tons will be good. Also, when it comes to what else? Ballast, you will also need around 21 tons for your 3-bedroom house foundation. So for our foundation, once again, we are approximating that you need at least 200,000. You need at least 200,000 to be on safe side. Remember, I have insisted this time and again that when you are building your house, the material costs, you must always ensure that you add miscellaneous, because there are a lot of things that comes between you and material cost that raises the cost of construction. We have talked about water. We never mentioned that because we assume people get water for free. But I will tell you, even if you are getting your water supply just 100 meters away, you need to transport it to your site. It means you will be paying someone. Let's assume you are paying even someone 500 daily to do that work, to ensure that your site is supplied with water. And then we are building this house for 2 weeks. How much will you spend on water? That's what we are saying, that between you and material cost and labor cost, there is some extra cost that always comes, and you just need to prepare. So let's assume 200K is going to your foundation. Your roof, we have said 250. We are on 450, right? Then let's do the walling. I hear people saying that those who are building in Western Kenya, it will be cheap. My question is this, Does it mean that people in Western Kenya, we buy D10 and D8 at a cheaper price? We are all buying on that approximate price of 1,000 and 1,200 D10, and then D8 same. Also, this is an advice. Please avoid your fundi. Avoid the thing some fundis always tell people that you use R6. R6 is good, but to me, for a 3-bedroom house, I always say R6 is not advisable because that R6 is weaker. Nieru tumia tu D8 na ufanye kazi mzuri. So we are assuming that you are using D10 and D8. D10 and D8, in most cases, it will cost you over 40,000. Even going up to 50,000, depending on the size of your house. Because let's assume you need around 35 pieces of D10, each going for 1,000, that's 35,000. Then the 8, you also need around 20 pieces. You also need the binding. So let's calculate. Walling, the walls, doing walls, let's assume a 3-bedroom house, the best number of stones that will give you a perfect 3-bedroom house is 2,500 pieces. 2,500 pieces, let's assume those people who say that in Western things are cheaper, we are buying one stone for 80 shillings. A good stone is going for 80 shillings. That is 9 by 6. If you get 9 by 4.8, that's when you may get it at 65 or 70. And most people don't know this. Or if you are lucky to get fake stone, that's when they will sell you at 70, 9 by 6, they will sell it at 70, and you will be over the moon saying that Isaac lied that it's 80. But if you get a grade 1, 9 by 6 stone, my dear brother, it will be between 80 and 90 shillings. You like it or not. That is just an advice that you need to know. I will also be making a video about this stone so that you get to understand when you are going to buy these stones. So let's go with this price. Let's say you have got a beautiful fake stone for 70 shillings each. 70, let's calculate with you. 70 times 25, let's say even 2,000. It will give you a total of 140,000. Those are stones alone. You haven't added the D10, D8, and we have not touched cement. Are we together? The total number of cement that you need for a 3-bedroom house, just building it from foundation to wall plate, the best number is 120 bags. That is the calculation. By the way, you can note that down when you will be constructing. Let up our shoulder so that people can learn and can also see what we are trying to say. Right? So for walling, we will assume that you will use let's say the stones alone are at around 140,000, right? Let's say 160,000, because you need 25 pieces to be on safe side. No one need to lie to you that it can be anything less than that. So 2,500 times 1, that will be around 160,000. We have not added the cement that will be required. Now cement, let's assume for walling, let's assume because of lintel, let's assume that we'll need around 80 bags. Let's assume it will be around 80 bags. 80 bucks. Let's assume also that you are buying your cement at a cheapest price, but remember currently cement is going for 870, but let's assume you are going with 800 so that you can also see that we are not exaggerating anything, right? So 80 times 80 for your walls, right? 80 times, that's around 64,000. 64,000 plus 160, that's 220. That's 220. Just a simple calculation. 220 walls of cement for your walling, right? Then we'll need the 10. Let's assume it will be 250. Plus some little things. Let's assume your walling, a good 3-bedroom house, your walling will will likely consume your 300,000. I've given you this breakdown. For foundation, you need to We have gone lower side and said 200 will do it. And then, because for foundation I've counted, we need backfilling, and then the slab, and then the foundation walls, and then blinding. So we have given it a minimum of 200,000. Then your roof, we have also given it a minimum of 250. But for us, we know ourselves and we know these things. We know that in construction, roofing will take between 300 and 600,000 for a 3-bedroom house. Nothing will change that. Yes, I understand when it comes to roof, kuna mtu akona miti atapasua and it will be cheaper, right? So let's add up 200 plus 250 for roof, 200 for foundation, 250 for roof, and then 300 for your walling, right? That's the best approximation. Now I hope we are together. 300, 200, 500 plus 250, 750. Now 750, your 750 that you are saying that you build your 3-bedroom house up to the end is done. If we want good windows, like the one we were supplying on the other side, that's Malava, and even we are still doing some windows, by the way. They will be ready by either tomorrow or following day. Good windows for a 3-bedroom house, you need to prepare 120,000. Those are bigger, attractive, strong, good windows. I understand we have people who will, that's windows and doors. I understand we have people who will go with doors like this one. Please, we are not talking about such a door. But even if you go with such a door, you need a budget of around 80,000 for a 3-bedroom house. I hope you understand where I'm coming from. So let's say windows, let's give it approximate of 100,000, right? 100,000 you add on that 750. How much is that? It's coming to 850, right? That is if you're building a standard 3-bedroom house. We are talking about standard 3-bedroom house, si ndogo, nyumba. Hata wewe ukiingia ukishamaliza kujenga utasema, yes, I did it. So, we are there. 850. We have not started, and remember, I have not added labor. My brothers and sisters, I have not added roofing labor. I have not added labor from foundation to wall plate. But also, we are free. Let's assume labor is inside that 850. That 850, but it's not there. To be honest, it's not there. Also, the little things, transport, water supply, the transaction cost. Remember, most of us are buying these things using our M-Pesa, and it consumes a lot of money. It's only that you don't record it, but if you happen to record, transaction can take even, ndio nyumba yako iishe, it will take over 50,000. Honestly, I know you will dispute that, but unaenda kwingine unaambiwa you need to do withdrawal, you are withdrawing 200,000, over 100 bob is gone. You are doing what? 210 shillings. Those little things, we always count them. Yes, I've given you that breakdown. We have not started things to do with plumbing, electrical installation, and then plaster. So plumbing for a 3-bedroom house, a good approximate of amount that you need, honestly, it's 200,000, but for us we'll just do 100,000. Why am I saying 200,000? Because I also understand if we are talking about building a 3-bedroom house, there must always be a plan of septic tank, and that consumes your money, and it may go even up to 300,000 when it comes to plumbing alone. Electrical installation, it is only cheap if you have not done it. But if you have done it, my friend, you will tell me that for a 3-bedroom house, let me give you a simple breakdown. The first part is always cheap because you may buy those pipes and those little things at 20,000 shillings. When it comes to wiring, fundi anakuambia nataka rolls, first roll ya ununue rolls za nini hizi za taa sasa, lighting zinakuanga 1.5. Let me tell you now, 1.5, right? And you need to buy 3: red, black, green. Each roll is going for around 5,000. That's a total of 15,000. You also need to buy another roll of shower na nini na hizi sockets inakuanga ya 2 mm, and let's assume that one you just buy 2 rolls, na zingine tufanye ile kitu tunatumia sellotape to differentiate the 2 wires, right? My friend, electrical installation, you go to the first step. We always have the first step where you just do the piping and point, we call it pointing, right? And then we come to wiring. Wiring is another story. Inakula pesa kidogo. After that we go to fitting, where we need to include the sockets and everything in your house. And be sure of using almost 200,000 on that, on electrical installation in your house. So you can see from this simple calculation, and at this stage, we are almost doing away with 1 million, and your house has not started speaking English. When a house starts speaking English, ni ile unaanza kusikia vitu zingine za ajabu ajabu. Good people, it is upon you to choose what to believe. But when it comes to building a beautiful 3-bedroom bungalow house, you need to prepare pocketways. It doesn't matter where you come from. I once told you that in Kenya today, the cost of construction anywhere runs between 35 to 70,000 per meter square, depending on the location. So if your location is safer, you will be at that rate of 35,000 per meter square. If your location is away, like Marsabit, it is around 40. I have a fan from Marsabit, by the way. I have a lot of subscribers from northern region of Kenya. Si atinaogopesha, but construction on your side, even you will agree with me, ile simiti sisi tunanunua kama 870, utapata kule kwenu mnanunua 1200. Si ati ni kwa ubaya, but na si ati ni ubaguzi, but kuna hizi transport cost na vitu mingi tu mnaelewa mali, mnaelewa kule ni mbali kidogo. Please forgive me kama nimekuumiza kidogo, but that is the reality, and you know that. That is why the cost of construction at your place, kama sisi tuko 35,000 per meter square, then for you it will be 40. Now come to finishing. We have this brother of ours called Kijana Musafi. It's called, you go and check Kijana Musafi on YouTube. He always do interior design. You call that that one on your site, then don't expect the cost of a 3-bedroom house to be 3.5 million. It will be over. And also, let me say this. I may say that the cost of constructing a 3-bedroom house is 3.5 million. But also, I will insist, it depends with the size of your house. If your house is 80 meters square, then the cost will be lower. If it is 100 meters square, then the cost will be that 3.5 going ahead. Now, what are we saying? For a 3-bedroom house, if you are building a 3-bedroom house, just to be honest with you, you need at least 100 meters square. 80 meter square is for a 2-bedroom house. Between 70 to 80, it's for a 2-bedroom house. But if you find yourself that the square meter, the area square meter of your house is 80 and it's a 3-bedroom house, please don't tell people that you have a 3-bedroom house. Hiyo sasa wewe utakuwa umefinya rooms kwa ile style yenye hitajiki. Sisemi ni mbaya, but that is it, and that is the truth about construction. Good people, up to there, najua nimeumiza wengi. Kama nimekukosea naomba unisamehe. I was only giving you the information and the reality about construction cost in Kenya. Please, you can either take it or leave it. And also, I would like you to leave in the comment section what you think. Remember, the cost that I've given you, I've not included buying the wheelbarrows, buying the spades, buying those construction tools. By the way, we don't come with wheelbarrows. You can imagine, mimi nibebe wheelbarrow nitoke nayo huku nikuja nayo ni kuna tu specific construction tools zenye fundi anabeba, but zingine client ndio huwa na provide. Good people up to there, I say thank you so much. Mungu awabariki sana, Mungu awabariki familia zenu. Na kama hauja subscribe, kindly subscribe. We road to 20,000 subscribers as we speak at the moment. We are at 19,400. And another beautiful thing that I would like to say, I'm getting a lot of support from some of you. I really appreciate. Mungu awabariki sana. Kuna namba yangu pale, umepata mtu ameniambia, Isaac, I would like to say thank you. My number, either those using SendWave, it's +254 790 93 2878. I wish those sending could allow me to at least give their name, but akisi mimi nashukuru. Unajua unakaa hivi unapata mtu amekutumia hapo 5,000 10,000. I really say thank you. Mungu awabariki. I don't take it for granted, and what I believe is ni Mungu anakutumia, na huyo Mungu kama anakutumia wewe kuni zawadi, na mimi namuomba huyo Mungu na wewe akubariki sana, ile mahitaji yako atimize. May he help you achieve your dreams. Up to that, I say thank you so much. Mungu awabariki na mkuwe na wakati mwema.